Christina Poppa. Fatigue. Migraine. Bronchitis.
We could make this medicine already. We had a receipt for this medicine for bronchitis.
Yes. That's what I will do now, and then we'll stop because I'm getting tired.
Oh.
Okay. And up here, there. The sound of it.
There was something lying on the floor.
That was just a rat running around.
I have this thirst for blood.
Good evening, my dear colleague.
You look ill, Miss Swanborough. I wonder if your concoction will do the trick.
I'm perfectly fine thanks to my miraculous elixir. You, on the other hand, look pale and tired, Doctor.
Ah, that wasn't her.
Goodbye, Miss Swanborough. Perhaps we'll talk again.
No, it was
Tina, yeah, but who was the other one?
Poppa.
That was her last name. Darius Pretescu. But we can't go to him. So just to Christina, wherever she was.
Maybe now we can.
Where the fuck was she after his house? Somewhere. So I wasn't going down here.
Nope, that doesn't look familiar.
Nope. Where was it? Here?
Come on, we can sort it out, right? It's not my call, Barrett. You pay
Yeah.
one way or another.
Good evening, Christina.
Change your mind, Mr. Reed?
Mm-hmm.
Do you need any assistance, Miss Popper?
It depends on the price of your medicine.
I am shocked that you would think I am that sort of man.
Forgive my suspicion. I'm so used to liars with good manners. Thank you, sir.
Do you know Nurse Dorothy
I don't...
Busey?
Dorothy...
Goodbye, miss. Take care of yourself as best you can.
One more thing I will check.
That was dangerous. Just ran into such there.
It was like in a movie. I already like him.
Why?
He's doing poetry.
Editor refusal letter.
Sycophant
Sycophant Publishing Ltd.
Limited.
Lavender Court. Camden St. London.
Street.
Whatever. Dear Mr. Niter. Can you stop?
Nethercott.
Can you stop? You
Thank
want
you
to
for
read?
sending your book of poems. Come on.
Songs from the Defeated City, which we found as interesting and profound as we told you the first time we received it. Alias, in the terrible times our country is currently facing, you must understand that such a title would be totally inappropriate for any publication. This, since you still refuse to change your title and demand the full publication or none of your work, I'm sorry to announce you that Sycophant Publishing chose the second option. With kindness regards, A.G. Morris.
Morris's name says.
I tell you.
Tells me
There was
something.
one more thing. There, box.
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Reed. I would like to ask you a few questions.
Please be my guest. Although I may not be the best informant regarding this part of town, my words speak about that which the eyes cannot see.
Really? Are you an artist of some kind?
I'm a poet, sir. Richard Nethercott, at your service.
Are you aware that your life could be in danger in this part of town?
But this is where I must be to feel the real beat of the city. I had to come, see it for
Oh,
myself, alone.
If some misfortune came upon you, who would be here to help you?
Well, you for a start, my dear doctor.
Point.
I understand your need for solitude, but it's not safe around here.
I don't care. I don't have many friends, Doctor, and my family despises me.
May I ask what you're doing at this hour of night, sir? Do you live here?
Not at all. I'm just enjoying the pleasure of a quiet walk. Though night talks are always preferable, if you ask me. Especially with strangers.
But are you not afraid of the epidemic?
Oh, why should I? I see some equity in the Spanish flu. No flesh should be saved, say the scriptures. Good or evil, rich or poor, all are equal in the eyes of the flu.
If you say so. But as a physician in a time of epidemic, I must caution you to avoid unnecessary exposures.
Thank you, Doctor. But we both know the seeker of truth has to go boldly where the weak dare not.
What are your thoughts on the terrible situation in this city?
Terrible, you say? No. Of course, the death of so many innocents is a tragedy. But the scourge has not been all bad for the city. Oh, no, sir.
What are you talking about?
Do you remember London before the flu? Noisy, cacophonic, quiet nowhere to be found. And now, listen to this oddly peaceful silence.
Except for the one occasional baby.
Yes. The enjoyable silence of the grave. You have a unique perspective on the situation, I must admit.
Most people fail to understand my perspective. I don't blame them. But how could I call myself a poet if I veiled my feelings?
Tell me, Mr. Nethercott, why seek inspiration in Whitechapel?
The place is not beautiful per se, but how to explain it? Stirring and challenging.
In what way, exactly?
The struggle by gaslight, the barren smiles and the added hunger under the rain.
If you say so.
Such vibrant antagonism and vivid paradox, the stripped humanity raged across each street.
Vivid, of course, yes. And what about the poignant distress?
Oh yes, the poignant distress. You see what I mean, don't you? That's what I want to write about, and that's what Whitechapel is made of.
Do you not think it a little morbid?
On the contrary, sir. Whitechapel is full of life, full of beauty. Just like my dear muse, the wonderful Camellia.
What can you tell me about Camellia?
Not much. And that's the beauty of it. She can't speak.
Oh, the florist.
She's a locked mystery who exhales kindness and sweetness.
I'm wondering how we'll talk to her.
No, it's another person. It's
Yes, the florist. Christina already... No, the other girl talked about it. About her.
Perhaps you're just afraid to find out the truth about your muse.
One day, perhaps, I'll ask her to come with me. But will she still be my wild flower of Whitechapel if she moves uptown?
And have you ever tried to learn more about her? Where she lives? How she survives? Whom she may know?
Maybe I prefer she remains an enigma. Reality can be so dull, don't you think?
You don't really make a living from your scribblings, do you, Richard?
No, sir, I don't. I work so hard. I put all my time, my energy, my devotion into the precise carving of words.
You don't seem to suffer from poverty.
Still, you don't seem to suffer from poverty.
With thanks to my parents, actually. I'm afraid I would not be able to live on my own without their help.
You seem embarrassed.
Someday I hope to proudly offer my first publication to my parents. Until that day, I'll remain the failure of a son they have to support.
I'll leave you alone, sir.
Oh, okay. That was love.
Can you check our quest?
In a second. Ah. Camellia?
Good evening, miss. I'm Dr. Reed. I'd like to ask you a few questions.
Says Rain.
I know what you're thinking. A tall stranger who meets a girl in the street at night. It reeks of the penny dreadfuls. But I mean you no harm, truly.
Cool conversation.
I know you understand what I'm saying. Your silence has nothing to do with you being mute, does it? Tell me about Richard Nethercott. I understand he is quite fond of you, Camellia. Very well. Goodbye.
Check her health.
Yes.
Not like this.
Healthy.
Oh.
It's more convenient that way.
And this guy has already 2 illnesses? There, he has 2 sons. And this one down there too.
I don't know if there will come something.
Interesting. A small flower bouquet with a voucher for a free medical checkup hidden between the flowers.